Hey everybody, welcome to a really fucking late podcast.
Oh, we're going.
We're going.
Yay.
Hi, Nick.
Shannon.
Adrian.
Yay. Podcast.
You spent an hour while we were eating dinner
There is no
looking
news.
at shit to talk about. When was the last podcast you had?
There's no news, and I say there's no news because all of the news that there is basically just more of the same, which is microtransactions are bad, net neutrality good. And that's about all there is in life, apparently.
It's all that matters in life. That and zombie dice.
And Best Buy receipts.
Yes.
That's why we suck.
Best Buy receipts?
This podcast used to mean something.
It did.
Now it's just drunk people sitting around talking about nothing.
No, well, I mean, basically, I've just been literally playing Skyrim, be it whatever fucking version you wanna list.
All 6 of them?
I've got 7 copies.
My wallet.
But and then more Destiny and more Destiny.
I haven't played that forever. I think the last time I played that might have been the end of September.
I'll be the cool kid then.
Okay.
TV shows. There's new shit there. We discovered Future Man.
Future Man is fucking hilarious.
Which is about a gamer who does absolutely nothing with his life except play Bionic Wars.
Yes.
And the chick is super hot. So that should be any reason for anyone to watch it.
Well, okay, so it's literally a television series built around the exact same concept as Last Starfighter, which I'm going to assume you've never seen The Last Starfighter.
You seem like 0.2% of media in general.
Yeah. Okay, so the basic gist of the film, Last Starfighter, and the television series Future Man, is in the future there's a giant war going on.
Okay.
So what they do is they make a video game, which in their time is like a training simulator. Okay, they send it back in time, not realizing that video games are recreational things here. Whoever can beat this game has all of the necessary required attributes, I guess, in order to be the savior of the world in the future. So they send this game back in time, and whoever beats it, then basically these people come back and they're like, okay, you're our savior, so you are going to help us stop the destruction of the human race. And then they start jumping time to try to save the human race. The difference with Last Starfighter is the guy who created the game is actually an alien from another world, and he takes the person out into space and then to be a starfighter, to save humanity before this alien species gets here to the Earth to destroy it. So it's the same kind of concept. It's just instead of being in space and stuff, it's time jumping.
Okay.
But it's written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. So same people who did like This Is the End. And
Has the guy who played PETA.
You never saw This Is the End? You ever seen Pineapple Express? Same people.
I don't recognize any of the actors in the show besides the guy who was in Sixth Sense, the little kid.
Oh, Haley Joel Osment.
Him.
He's gained about 200 pounds.
He looks good though. I think he looks good with the weight. He looks cuddly. I don't know.
He does look like a teddy bear.
He plays an asshole, but
he is a bit of an
asshole.
asshole.
He just looks like he's cute. And then the guy who plays PETA, Josh Hutcherson, I think his name is. He's the main character.
Yeah, Hutcherson.
Which I always thought that in Hunger Games he had a very square jaw, but in this he doesn't. So I guess he lost some jaw weight. or he shaved the bones. I don't know.
Oh, maybe Batman broke his jaw in 3 places.
That could be.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he's white.
Oh, okay, here we go.
But he was from the 13th district, so if we cross Batman with Hunger Games, technically he was in the ghetto. SNL reference. Really bad crossover. Anywho.
Sure.
There's that.
What's his face? The professor.
Oh,
He's done a lot of or a fair amount of voiceover work.
I only know him from Mass Effect though.
Yeah.
But there's that show, Punisher just premiered that we haven't watched.
I just finished.
There's a new Punisher.
Did you not know that?
It's on Netflix.
I don't.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So you
I figure out this stuff from you when you tell me.
Yay! I'm a source of information.
I don't care to be on the internet. If I'm not at work, I'm just probably playing games or something.
So
You're lucky.
You've seen Daredevil season 2, right? Have you seen any of the Netflix Marvel television shows?
No, not a single one.
Get out of my house.
That's all you need to know. It's John Bernthal. Have you ever seen Walking Dead?
Yes.
Shane. Shane is Punisher, and he's fucking amazing.
He is great.
I had that same look when I heard that he was going to be playing Punisher. And then
He's gonna have to watch it now.
But like in Daredevil season 2, they introduce him as Punisher, and he knocks it out of the park. And so I'm
the Shane rubbing head reference for the
yeah.
The school bus keeps killing me. I don't get it.
Because
3 times.
Because it specifically states on there that
there is one shot. I've got it the 3 times I've rolled it.
Take her to Vegas.
I gotta go. That's bad. No, we lose everything. Sorry.
Anyway.
We bought this at what? Gen Con?
Yep.
Haven't even opened it till today.
We have people over for zombie dice.
It takes 2 people. 2 people live in this house. There is no excuse. Eat your candy. This is what my therapist told me to not do.
I'm doing what my mommy told me never to do. You've never seen Student Bodies either, have you? That was a Student Bodies reference. The killer's masturbating while watching girls in the girls' locker room. Anyway, no, so yeah, Punisher.
Thor Ragnarok came out before the last podcast.
Thor Ragnarok's really good.
And then there's also Justice League, but Corey isn't here to talk about that.
And I haven't seen it.
See, there's all this shit you can talk about that's not video game.
Yeah.
We know video games are fucked. Well, EA's fucked, let's just say.
Yes. EA seems to be currently fucked at the moment. And not in any fun way. Like...
It was fun for them until we fucked them back.
Yeah.
In the booty hole.
In the booty hole.
Oh,
it's just a booty hole. No,
Fuck this. I need a car to get away from here.
Black Friday, how was that?
That was fun. Malls packed. Not too insane. It was pretty good. Kind of
compared to previous years, was this year not as ridiculous?
I don't think it was. Now, Best Buy, the big store, that one seemed pretty crazy. For some reason, I just thought it would be fun to stand outside with my cousin outside of the big Best Buy. Because I went to Thanksgiving dinner and I had to go to work. And they were going to where I work across the street from anyway. So,
yeah.
We just stood out there and just waited. And then everybody was like, rah, inside. So.
It was funny. Like, I saw on Reddit where somebody was working at a Best Buy. And they were inside and they had like their cell phone out and they were taking video. And they were ready for the Black Friday rush. And they were like, yeah. And they open up the doors and one guy comes in and goes, yeah. And that was their rush. Like, that's all that was there. And, like, I mean, I guess it's a little different with... Is it just me, or does it seem like the Greenwood Best Buy is kind of an afterthought for Best Buy? Like, it seems like the Castleton one, the one in Avon, like those are always more populated, I guess.
I don't know. I thought the Greenwood one was pretty...
I mean, the Greenwood one's pretty packed, but I mean, like...
Pretty,
Like, it usually when there's, like, events and stuff like that going on, nothing ever happens at the Greenwood one. Like, when there's midnight releases for games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like the other ones had big openings early this morning because they got new Super Nintendo classics in.
Oh.
The Greenwood one was just like, I'm just open at normal time. Like, I don't know, just weird.
Maybe they just do it to piss you off.
Maybe they do it because they want to like not be there all their life.
I mean, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Nick's been out of retail too long.
I love being out of retail. Ugh. I love being out of retail.
Take it some of the better deals because you're already there. You're already in on the inside.
All right.
Well, if it's somewhere that you actually shop.
Yeah.
Like when we worked at Sears, got a good deal on my mower for my dad.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing I can think of.
Speaking of deals, though, I did pick up. Well, you already know this. I picked up a PlayStation VR. Finally.
Yeah.
After waiting for a year, which is worth it at half the price it was a year ago. So.
What?
Mister, I have to get everything on release when it's super expensive.
Then you
Look
wouldn't
at this face.
Then you wouldn't have ever played Job Simulator, and just think how big of a hole in your life.
It?
I think it's worth it now.
Yeah.
After playing Resident Evil 7.
I don't know. I think
after playing Skyrim VR.
See, I haven't played that yet, but after watching Corey, I kind of want to just see how dizzy I get.
Skyrim VR is so fucking good. But I agree with you.
Let's reiterate, just in case somebody didn't see the streaming playing that. The original setup, they put you in for Skyrim VR, probably like a 7 out of 10.
Agreed.
After we messed with the settings, like, oh.
This game is perfection.
Like a 9.25. Like, it's totally different.
Yeah. It's really weird. It seems like VR games, like we were discussing this earlier.
We should have said this because
we kind of should have, but it's fine. We can reiterate. So VR games are really cool after you mess with settings.
Yes.
Like it basically seems like whenever they make a game, they automatically assume that you're going to put this game in and you're going to play this game, but you're an 18-month-old baby on a roller coaster that's on a waterfront, and you have vertigo and an issue with heights. And
I was pretty close to that when I came up with.
Yeah, like
that is like super specific too.
Well, like it's just one of those things where it's like
they think you're fragile, and like they can't do any of the settings, and so they dumb it down so much and make it to where you don't even feel as immersed, and so you put it in, you're like.
Alright.
Is that what I encountered when I did that Starfighter thingy?
Because,
like...
I thought the immersion on that was pretty good.
But, again, I haven't used yours. But I was distracted by it literally was just like a TV right in front of my face.
Oh, so it's different. No, you should be able to turn around and look all around you. And
well, I could, but it felt like it was just a TV.
She felt like it was more of a I'm staring at a screen that just happens to be wrapped 360 degrees around my head.
You need to play something where you feels like you get to control the movement because that's much better.
Corey said that like after he was done playing Skyrim, he thought his arms were fake because he was so used to the peripheral of he just has hands, no arms in the game while he was doing the movements and everything. He wouldn't walk over logs or rocks because he was scared he was going to trip. And after he was done playing, his arms were weird, and he said that his legs hurt. It felt like he'd been walking for a long time, but it was like the way he was balancing, I guess. It was just, he was totally immersed. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. It's one of those where once you mess with the settings, the immersiveness is night and day different versus before you mess with the settings. But one thing that I thought was weird was we were talking about Riggs, and Riggs is a game that he's played the full game. I own the full game, but I played the demo previously. I haven't played the full game. It was a free game on PlayStation Network. I didn't pay for it. And that's how he got it for free too. But anyway, but it's one of those where like in the demo, I loved it, and like you would control you control movement with the left thumbstick. You would control kind of like right and left and stuff like that. But your actual aiming was done with your head, as opposed to your turning being done with your head and all that kind of stuff. Well, he said he had to change settings to set it up like that. And it was like, oh, well, like there's a lot of stuff that in the demo, I was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly how I played it in the demo. But he had to go through and mess with a bunch of settings to get it to where it played like the demo version.
They basically dumb it down to where it's like they assume that you're, like I said, super fragile and can't handle it. And so they turn all these restrictions on and you play and you're like, it's okay. But if you go in the settings and change it all, it's like the one thing that really bothers me, but I can see if you're motion sick why you need to have it on there, is the FOV zoom in thing. Like, is it, when you're standing there, it's like you can see all the way around. When you start moving, it kind of goes like this, like you're in a visor. So you don't see as much movement around the peripherals, but I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, did Corey say he liked that? Because I noticed it. We were watching on the TV.
So I turned it down. He didn't notice it as much. I turned it way down. Like it's on a scale of like 1 to 20. I turned it to a 1 on Skyrim. Okay. So what you were seeing, like that was 1/20th of what it normally. Yeah. It was terrible when you first played the game.
It gives you like tunnel vision.
Yeah, basically. It's really bad.
And that's supposed to help with motion sickness?
Yes. Correct. But if you don't have as big of an issue with motion sickness, if you turn that way low and it like it doesn't crouch in at all or just crouches in a tiny bit, so much better.
Yes.
But again, like the demo for Riggs doesn't crouch in at all in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the other thing that I thought about. That just hit me like a freight train was, I don't know why. Maybe some motion sickness thing. I don't know. I haven't done research. I'm not an expert on this at all. Mm-hmm. When in Skyrim, when we turn, didn't it kind of go like tick?
Right, because you can't like push the button and hold to turn. Because when you're turning, you have to click, circle, or X.
That's click, right. Click, now you can still move it and still strafe and kind of...
Right.
Like in Resident Evil, how they have it set up, because I was using a DualShock with that one.
Yeah.
Once again, you turn like 30-degree angles, and it's like, why can't I just turn normal? And then I went to the settings, and then I can literally it's just like I'm just playing, but now I just get to like look around.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is exactly what I wanted. Why was this not set up in the first place?
Right.
This just makes so much more sense to me. Like they should give you the full experience to be like, okay, if you can't handle this, change this. Okay, cool. If you don't know,
or ask you in the beginning, are you prone to motion sickness, or do you want the full experience?
Yes, like that. I would say
that would save
kind of like
so much time.
Do you get or like with the Modern Warfare 2? It's like this level has nothing to do with the necessary.
Oh yeah. You want to skip it? Yeah.
You skipped it.
I don't think
shot everybody in there.
I don't think anybody. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Kill all those innocent people.
Yeah,
but like that was another thing that was no Russian. But that was the thing when that game came out, is like I would tell parents, they were like, how bad is this? I was like, this game is terrible. Do not let your kids play this because of this level, but you can skip it. And then parents would like buy it and then like let their kids play it and then come in and yell at me, and I'm like, remember when I said you can skip the level? Your kid didn't skip the level, therefore not my fault. But yeah.
This is why they assume that all gamers are, 18-month-old kids on roller coasters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like they assume that their main audience on VR are little kids and grandparents.
Well, it can't be, because you're not supposed to use VR if you're younger than 12.
Right.
So you're saying like 13 to like 18-ish?
No, they're assuming that little kids are using it and their grandparents. Like
just Wii. Like they were probably assuming little kids were playing Pokemon Go, even though it was all 20 and 40-year-olds.
Oh yeah, the demographic.
All of us just running around downtown looking for that Lapras. And
I really doubt they expected people out at 2 a.m. walking around and everything. I don't remember seeing young kids, but
I remember seeing young kids, but it was like
Playing on the parents.
like 5 and 6-year-olds, like, Mom, I want to go home. And like the mom's like, you sit your ass down and you eat those apples at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
You eat those apples.
like parents bringing snacks for their kids, and the kids are like, Mom, I want to go to bed. I got school tomorrow. And like the parents are like, no, you sit your ass down. I'm waiting on a fucking Dragonite. And it's like, okay, you've got to be responsible.
And there's
Like,
memes
And get that
about,
Dragonite.
Right?
there's the memes about Call of Duty and the Pokemon handheld games of, you know, they assume the 20-year-olds are playing Call of Duty, but the 20-year-olds are playing Pokemon, and the 12-year-olds are playing Call of Duty.
Exactly.
I really don't know where they're getting their data of who's playing their games, but it seems to be wildly off.
Yeah.
It's true.
No. VR is cool. I thought it was going to be a little overrated, but no, it's pretty cool. The original 7 is worth it, in my opinion.
VR is awesome.
I was showing my coworker the Minecraft on the, which one was that from E3 2 years ago, last year?
Oh,
like
augmented reality.
The HoloLens.
That's. I watched it again. I'm like, this is just too fucking cool.
I cannot wait for that. But
that's one that's like $5,000, right?
Yeah. Well, the cheapest the cheapest model is $3,000. They also have another model for $5,000.
So my coworker was asking me about VR because he hadn't heard anything. There's all these different VR things that are starting to come out, and he just hasn't heard anyone talking about it. It's like, well, it's either underwhelming or so expensive no one you know has them. And I was talking about my very limited experience with VR, where like the one that comes with your phone, you can get the little headset with your phone.
Yeah.
It's just like you walk through a haunted house kind of thing. Or the one that I played on the PlayStation VR at Best Buy, I wasn't too terribly impressed, but the stuff that he would end up doing would be like the shark experience where you're in the cage in the water. It's not interactive per se, it's just a very immersive movie.
Yeah.
Is how I've been explaining it, because I haven't experienced like Skyrim or anything like that. And I don't, because he's 50s. I don't think he's in the 60s yet, so he's getting a little older. So it's not like he's going to be playing Skyrim or Fallout or anything like that.
Don't judge him. Oh, wait, sorry. I thought you said Raffle. It was like
Rafflecopter. Flaming hot Rafflecopters. That's after the crash.
He has no history playing games. If he had a history of playing video games other than Atari games, then yeah, I'd probably, you know. I hear Skyrim's great, but I was talking about Skyrim, and he kind of nodded along. But, like, he had heard of Minecraft, but he had never seen what it was, kind of thing. So I'm like, might want to wait till there's something more
attainable,
catered.
Yeah.
If there's more use for it for non-gamers, I think it might expand more. But right now it's just for parlor tricks, like the first Wii, how it had certain things where it's like, ooh, motion controls are so cool, and you know, you're pointed at the screen, it's up here, kind of thing. So I feel like that's where VR is right now. It's not there yet. Right? Well, it's one of those things of near, so you gotta know to go into the settings, and yeah. So that's my most recent VR anything. Good 10 minutes.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
You may or may not answer this. Not that I need to put any more time into it.
40 hours.
That's a work week.
What's the question?
So, Xbox is going to be getting PUBG first.
Yes.
You can pre-order that right now, like on GameStop and other places.
Yeah.
Is it or is it not required to have the Xbox preview or early game preview program to be able to play that?
What do you mean have the game preview program?
Because I heard somewhere in order to play it, you have to have the because it's not out.
It's literally like early access on Steam. You don't buy early access and then get access to that. It's just that it's part of the game preview. So you get to it's basically like early access on Steam. So like
Okay, so because apparently it's supposed to be coming out the 12th of December.
right.
And so it's already just going to be on Xbox.
So like
But I can just pay my $30 and I can get it on Xbox
right. So like
on December 12th.
right. So the
But it's just not going to be out, obviously, just like early access on Steam.
and so Friday the 13th. Okay.
Yes.
Joey has been playing for months because on the Xbox Marketplace, you could just be like, I want Friday the 13th, click, got it. It didn't release until Friday the 13th in October. And then on that day is when it went to stores and it was like, okay, now you can buy Friday the 13th because it's out now. But you can buy it before, like Ark. Like Ark didn't technically come out until a few months ago, but you could have bought it digitally on the Xbox.
I'm just making sure because I was reading online something about you could play it if you had the Xbox early access thing or something. It was good. What I was reading was confusing me, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's just so the Xbox game preview program is just how they digitally do early access.
Okay.
So you can't buy the game physically until when the fuck ever it comes out on Xbox. But if you want to buy the game digitally and you don't mind playing it before it's finished, you can get it now.
Okay, sweet. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Well, I have some friends that, even though I've already put like 400 hours into it, I have some friends that don't have PCs and play it.
Which I will say, so that's a game that's supposed to be cross-platform. So I don't know if it's going to be cross-platform immediately.
I hope not.
But I was saying, like, you should be able to play you on PC.
Why do you
and no on
hope
Xbox.
not?
Because all the Xbox scrubs going to get wrecked.
I
don't mean
I
that
was
to
gonna
say
say everyone's been playing it on PC, so the PC players essentially will have an upper hand.
Well,
so I can see that.
Not just that; it's the mouse and keyboard versus a controller.
I was also going to ask
that's what I'm talking about. Like you could be not very good, but you're automatically going to be a little bit better at aiming with mouse and keyboard naturally.
Because it's going to be more accurate.
So it is a more.
As a non-PC gamer, I'm confused by that.
Me too. Until I built my PC and I was like, oh my god, I gotta learn how to use the mouse and keyboard for the first-person shooters. It took me like a week, and I was doing much better than I could do with a controller as far as pinpoint accuracy. It's not really strange. I wasn't really sure that was going to work that way, but you're able to because you have finer movements, so you can. I mean, I guess if you spent like forever and ever in your options and changing dead zone stuff and stick sensitivity to be like the complete perfect, you could maybe. It just doesn't seem like motion isn't as fluid. Plus, you're gonna have more buttons that you can press at the same time and different options. Like on my keyboard or on my mouse, I have buttons that you can press.
Yeah.
So instead of pressing Y to switch weapon and then double tap it or hold it to do whatever, pull out a weapon. I'm assuming that's probably how they're gonna switch weapons.
Probably.
I just hit mouse 1 and it automatically pulls out my my close quarters weapon. I usually put that in my mouse 1 slot, and then I just pulls it out, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I have one. I hold the other button, and it's my free look, so I can hold that and do free look.
So that way, like while you're running and sprinting, you can hold this button, look around, so that way you can look behind you and stuff like that. Which,
so
like, if you're trying,
like changing the camera, like you're running and then
your camera circles around you.
Right. So you're still running this way, but I can still look behind me. But on the console version, in order for you to do that, you'll actually have to be running backwards, which is a slower speed than running forwards, and then to look behind you. You won't be able to just look behind you while you're running. You have more at your disposal on a PC than you do on a console.
Because like if your sensitivity is really high on console, I feel like sometimes you kind of overcorrect too much. So with mouse,
but I'm a bad gamer, so.
But it just seems like with mouse on a higher sensitivity, you can kind of fine tune it a little bit. I don't even know how to describe it really, but
it makes sense.
It's like, just more. It is more accurate.
Drawing on a computer, I can see that because like comparing my tablet to when I had the tablet for the computer, it just seemed easier. It's a really weird comparison.
I guess the best comparison is drawing on a tablet versus an Etch-a-Sketch.
We're not playing PUBG on an Atari.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like,
Some people feel like they try.
like being able to just move this wherever you need it to go is easier than using thumbsticks.
Well, like,
it just
when I had my tablet on a PC and was drawing, I had the pin, the stationary place I'm drawing on the pin that's the size of a mouse pad, and my pin had like buttons, or if you flipped it over, it's an automatic eraser, and then I also had keyboard shortcuts. On my tablet that I have that I draw on, you have to stop what you're doing to go into a menu to change things. If you hit that button on that thing, it's completely unrelated to the app you're using. So I get it. In my own terms, I do get it.
As long as you get it.
As long as I get it. I am on the same page. Oh, that is a perfect fit.
She said.
it
It is what she said. She said.
Any good game deals you picked up?
No, I didn't really buy any games. Well, I guess I did to get my motion controllers, I did do the buy two get one because I got the 2 wands and I got Resident Evil free.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
Does Steam have Black Friday sales? And if
I
so,
didn't really check that. I totally
Yes,
forgot.
they do.
are they as good as the
They're
Steam
not as
summer
good as
sale?
summer sales.
Fine.
I actually was like, you know what? I kind of want to pick up Disgaea. And Disgaea 1 and 2.
I thought you got that forever ago.
I got Disgaea 5 forever ago, but I never picked it up. I never picked up 1 and 2 on PC. And so I was going to pick up 1 and 2, and when I went to go do it, on the Steam summer sales, they were $150 and $250 respectively. When I looked at them on the summer sales, they were $750 and $10.90. So
I think you mess with the eraser.
I love how this is.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, sorry, it's bothering me.
anyway, but yeah, no. So they have Black Friday sales. Not really as good. Although I will
I was just
say,
gonna say you really can't get good game deals if you're PC Master Race because Steam.
yes and no. I mean, other places so right now, Origin is having a sale. You can get Battlefield 1.
Star Wars Battlefield?
No, Battlefield 1.
I'm
So
gonna say that Origin's gonna have to have a sale because they need money.
right.
No one's buying their shit.
Well, Battlefield 1 you can pick up for $20 right now, and then the season pass you can also is 15, I think. Yeah. So like,
How about they just fucking do away with these season pass bullshits?
well, okay, but I understand the season pass for games like Battlefield where it's like, okay, we're releasing the game, and then as time goes on, we're releasing more maps, releasing more additional content.
You remember when those were free?
Oh, okay. You're talking about like what games?
I can't think of any perfect examples right now, but
'Cause,
like
like,
the original Halo, like releasing maps for free.
Original Halo was on the original Xbox. There were no updates at that point in time. Halo 2 did have new maps that were $6 a map pack. So as 4 different map packs came out, you were paying $6 for each of the.
Okay, apparently my question was rhetorical.
Well, I
But
just
still, $60 for a season pass.
right 60. Well, because
Well,
it
50 usually.
yeah,
Whatever
it's
it
usually
is,
$50.
he pays for them.
No, I bought it when it was $15.
Well, you did this time. This isn't the first time you bought a fucking game.
I will also say a lot of stuff is incorporating the season pass into their collector's editions. So like I'm buying their collector's edition for a statue. Guess what? I also get the season pass, which gives me the deal.
For statues.
I love my Wolfenstein as it sits in the corner.
I'm building new shelves this winter. I swear it.
I know. But what was the other season pass that went on sale? It was from Uplay. Wildlands. Yeah. Ghost Recon Wildlands. The season pass is $20 right now.
I want to play the PvP Ghost War mode.
Yeah, it looks good. I haven't played it. I'm so far behind.
Is there PvP in Destiny?
Yes.
Is that not in any area that I would have been in?
So the PvP in Destiny is Halo. So when you
So
go
there's
into
like a weird matchmaking thing?
when you go into the map and you've got all the planets,
Uh-huh.
on the left hand side there's like a red emblem. That's Crucible. That's where you enter the PvP. It's literally Halo match types. So there's like a there's
Excuse me.
Clash, which is team deathmatch. There's Control, which is where there's like 3 points on the map, and then depending on like basically you earn.
I was basically just want to make sure that I'm not going to accidentally end up somewhere where people are going to start shooting me and actually doing damage.
No, it's
No.
not really.
No.
I've like I played Destiny for 3 days 2 weeks ago or something, and I think I'm on Nessus. I
Mhm.
think I just got Cade, but I haven't touched it since. And I liked going to the European Dead Zone and just killing things because I'm trying to practice headshots because I suck. So I'm just like doing headshots and shit. And this person was following me around and shooting me
They were just literally just doing that to annoy you.
in the church. And then they would stand in front of me, but because I don't have a mic or anything, they would stop and not do anything. So I assumed that they were talking to me in some fashion, but I couldn't hear them. I didn't get any messages or anything, so I just stood there staring. I was like, well, fuck this. And then I went to space, but
You know what I do? That's probably kind of annoying to some people, but they
Yeah.
should just do it anyway. When I'm sitting at one of like the public events, and I'm like the only one there, and I'm like, I'm not doing this by myself. If I see somebody off in the distance, I will just shoot them in the face until they like are like, who is shooting at me, and look over, and then get their attention. And usually they run that way, and then the public event starts, and then they help me.
the map
There you go.
announces it.
What?
It announces that there's public events.
Yeah, but a lot of times they won't like either go or their game will be paused. And
Yeah.
so I've noticed that before. Someone was just sitting up there and their game was paused. I just kept shooting him in the face, and after about 20 seconds, he like unpaused it, gets on a spare, and comes up, and it's like hits like runs into me, and I was just like, well, at least you're here now.
Right.
Now you can help me.
Or it's another thing of like
I accidentally activated one. I had no idea what it was. It was just, oh, it's a flag event. I was looking for a, it was in the European Dead Zone. I was on a mission of disabling some communication jammers or something, and I couldn't find the last one. And I was like, well, that flag has a thing. So I went up to it and activated it. It's like, global event starting in 5 minutes. Like, fuck! So
Well,
I was
I mean,
frantically running around trying to find the last thing so that I could help. And basically what I do is I'm standing off to the back, pull out my sniper rifle and shoot it once, and then you're part of it. And then I don't help at all because I'm terrible. I'm trying, but I suck. Like, I have got messages of people saying, you're not helping. They took the time to send me a message on Xbox Live telling me to fuck off, basically. I've had 3 of them. And, actually, no, one of them was something about if I was playing, one person said, you're not helping, and the other one was something along the lines of, you suck, but it wasn't a direct insult. I don't remember what it was, but yeah,
Thank you for
that's
your effort,
me.
but
Is,
please don't play.
So that's why I just keep going to European Dead Zone and headshotting things, because I apparently suck. But yeah. So that's what I do for those global events. As long as I hop in, even at the last second,
Yeah.
I get the loot. So that's all that really matters. That's the only game I've played in months. I need to game more.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, mostly all I've been playing is Skyrim VR and Skyrim on Switch.
But you're playing.
Yeah. Replaying.
Oh, we got the new Xbox. I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, I got the Scorpio. We don't have a 4K TV, so can't really tell much of a difference. But
And
Wow.
operationally, there's really nothing different.
well, operationally, there will be a difference on Destiny 2.
Will it load faster?
Yes.
Because Jesus Christ, it's like a full minute sometimes.
And
And I feel really bad complaining about, oh my god, that took a whole 60 seconds.
speaking of load times, though, did you hear what game has terrible load times?
Doesn't involve DLC.
It's on the Switch.
Mario Odyssey?
Monopoly.
Are we talking like the CD-ROM Monopoly that we played in the 90s? Or
Like they released Monopoly on the Switch.
because those load screens were pretty fantastic.
well, like I'm talking people who like grab stopwatches and like click start new game, and then click on the stopwatch and literally sit there and record it, and they're at like 9.5 minute load time to start a new game. Like, I'm talking load times that don't even make any sense. like there's not that much that you have to load with that game. It's just fucking Monopoly.
Hey, those crisp 4K board textures, they gotta be in there.
But the funny thing is,
I
like,
would be ecstatic if they took the exact same everything from the computer version from the 90s, because I fucking love, like, you land on this property and then it's just this glorious field with like bunnies hopping through it and shit, and then you drop a fucking house on it and land sideways. It's amazing.
but like,
I hope they incorporated those.
I don't know. I haven't seen actual gameplay. I've just seen loading screens.
No one's actually played the game.
Well, but it's really weird because the nice thing with the Switch is everything is Flash. So everything.
Internet Explorer.
No. I mean, like
Oh wait, that's Java. Never mind.
Flash memory. So not like a hard disk. So it's all Flash memory. So like load times are significantly less. Like Skyrim, the load times are like cut in half versus a console version of
So
Skyrim.
what's Monopoly on a console?
I don't fucking know. I'm really scared to find out.
It's like one of those SpongeBob transition things 3 days later.
Hour
Later.
Monopoly.
Monopoly's
I
got
kinda
some
wanna
insane
play
fucking
it.
load times.
I fucking love Monopoly and Clue back in the olden days.
Clue gave me fucking nightmares.
It was so cool.
Clue gave me. Did you ever play Clue on PC CD-ROM?
I think I still
Oh,
have
shit.
it somewhere.
It was on Windows 95.
I played it on an XP.
No. When it came out,
Clue.
or it might have been 98. But I'm talking like when it comes time for like the.
I played the putt adventure games.
Oh, you played. Yeah. Actually, no, that is his name. Putt Putt. Yeah.
Putt goes to the moon. That was my game.
Putt Putt was
In the
good.
parade or whatever.
What was Oh my god, what was the Secret Agent Fox? It was the same developer as Putt Putt.
I don't think I played the other one.
Yahtzee. No,
I never played that one because I didn't understand how it works.
there was Putt Putt and something Fox. Secret Squirrel? No.
Secret.
No.
Secret.
Anyway, but no, like it's one of those where like it would be like, oh, like who do you think it is? And it's like, oh, I think it's Mrs. White with the rope in the library. It's like, okay, well, let's see how that plays out. And then it's like a viewpoint of you as Mr. Boddy. And then like it's like real dark in the library, and you're like looking around, and then like lightning flashes, and you look forward. Mrs. White's coming at you with a fucking rubber, and then like gets around your neck, and then pulls you close, and then chokes you and strangles you to death. And your first person is Mr. Boddy being choked out like this, and I'm like,
I thought it was
I think
awesome.
that's right. Like it was intense as fuck. But yeah, no, that game was that was awesome. Or like Colonel Mustard, when you said it was like Colonel Mustard with the gun, he would actually like cock it and then like put his arm up to hold it still to fire at you and like shoot you in your face. And like it was tense.
We have so many old PC games.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of old PC games. Yeah, no. Monopoly, really long load times. Told you that story, so I can tell you this.
Yeah.
No,
Halo Wars Trial.
oh, I also have been playing LA Noire on Switch.
Wow.
LA Noire is very amazing. The Switch version.
And you're a butt?
No.
No.
Well,
What you're gonna say?
I guess there will be a slight, but just a small one, not like a badonkadonk, but like.
Not like mine.
But anyway, it's one of those where it's really cool because like when like you know how you like pick stuff up. You played LA Noire, right?
No, I did not play that.
Okay, so when you're like looking,
I did see some demos and like picking stuff up and inspecting it.
Yeah. So like you pick it up and then it's like
that would look like that would be cool on the Switch.
Yeah, because it works with the motion controls.
Mm.
So like you like have the Joy-Cons and you like pick something up and then like how you move the thing, it like shows like him moving it. So that's
one ice cube.
Yeah.
Two ice cubes.
Anyway, But
I found a computer tutorial for Windows 98.
Yes.
Why do we have that?
I need that.
Well,
my GTA.
But I mean, there's also cool stuff where it's like there's a lot of really cool stuff that they do with the touch controls too. My one complaint, and this is not on the Switch, this is on the Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 versions.
Okay.
They've changed it when you do the
You
interrogations.
said this briefly.
It's not like telling the truth, doubt, and lie. It's the good cop, bad cop, and accuse. And it seems a little odd, but I will say, like, there was one mission. Really good game. I played this mission previously because I've had it on the 360, so I've obviously gotten through this because on the 360 I got up to arson. I never actually finished the game originally, but it's one of those where, like, I was playing it. I found all but one clue. Okay, I will admit. Okay, spoiler alert. If anybody's watching this and doesn't want spoilers, it's a spoiler alert for one case. So, hope you don't mind me saying.
Sure.
Anyway, so it's one of those where it's like, okay, I found all but one clue, and when I interrogated the suspects and the witnesses, I got every single question right. Okay, so that means I found everything there is to find, basically, okay, except for one clue. Everything else I found. So, as I'm playing the game, it gets to the end. The way the whole case played out for me, I'm going to do this whole case in a nutshell. So we get a call that there's an abandoned vehicle. We go and search the abandoned vehicle, find out that it's an abandoned vehicle that's owned by an ambassador at a, what are those things called? Embassy. Thank you. The embassy owns it, and the ambassador is driving it. So we go to the place where the suspects work, and it turns out that the suspect is somebody that works here. And him and the ambassador got into an altercation. And so I tracked the suspect down, and I follow some stuff from his workplace to his house, find a shit ton of evidence at his house that he's stolen multiple vehicles and chopped them up for parts, and he's storing parts in his house that he then resells. Well, his girlfriend's like, oh, he's at a street race, so I go to the street race, I find him, and I chase him down, and I arrest him, and he confesses to the whole thing that the ambassador was an asshole and got in his face and yelled at him, and he's not going to take that kind of treatment. So to teach the ambassador a lesson, he stole the ambassador's car and was scrapping it for parts when they got interrupted, and so on and so forth. Chief of police walks up and is like, it's great detective work. You caught the guy doing the stealing the cars. You caught the guy that was chopping the cars and selling the parts. You busted a street racing ring, and you caught the ambassador that was diddling kids. Where the fuck did this come from? I don't know. I don't know anything about the diddling of the kids. Yeah, I never found one single anything about no kids getting diddled. And he's like, oh, you found the child diddler. And I'm like, I didn't know such thing, but I'll take the credit. Thank you. But yeah, no, I didn't find a single clue at all in any way, shape, or form pointing to anything about some ambassador that diddles kids. And I looked it up, and apparently there's like one point where like there was one clue, and if I would have found that clue, I could have tracked down the ambassador's phone number and then gone to his house and interrogated him in his house, and then found more clues at his house that would then in turn prove that he diddles kids and films child pornography. But apparently,
you walk in his house and you just hear this kid whimpering from a room. And he's just tied up in the room with a camera on him or something. Like,
I mean, it is a Rockstar game. I wouldn't put it past them. This is the developer where one of your main playable characters jerks off onto a teddy bear, shreds it, and puts a knife through its face onto a table, saying, "This is mine." So.
Didn't that happen to Stewie's bear at some point in Family Guy?
Oh, Brian Humps Stewie's bear.
Okay. I'm sorry that I remember that.
You're fine. Actually, back to GTA 5. Did you know GTA 5 has Black Friday sales going on right now? I'm dead serious.
You had me do math today.
Yeah. No.
He wanted to buy a yacht.
The in-game yacht 75% off. It's only $2 million.
Well,
I thought he was talking about real money when he asked me.
I'm not spending no. Although you know who has the
The money for that?
no, you know who already has the yacht?
Who?
AJ.
Oh.
I've been on his yacht. He took me to his yacht. He
Mhm.
showed me the bedroom.
Did he diddle your kid?
Not the kid. But I don't want to talk about it.
Show us on the doll where he touched you. Baymax is right behind you.
What? Oh shit! There's a Baymax
On a
behind me.
scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling right now? I need to rewatch that movie.
God, it's such a great movie. Big Hero 6 for anybody who doesn't know. If you don't know what Big Hero 6 is, there's problems. You have problems in your life. You need to solve those right away.
What the fuck's wrong with my arm?
ice cream. You
Out of all the movies you've seen that one?
Yeah, we watched that at school. And then that happened. The teacher was like,
I see pretty girls everywhere I go. Everywhere
They showed you a movie of a guy pretending to be mentally handicapped in school. Was that in Indiana? Was it a public school? Which one? I want to know.
Point on the map.
Was it IPS?
no.
No.
That's relevant.
You can't remember what school you went to?
I remember when what grade I watched that in. It would have been Greenfield.
Oh, okay. They're out there. So no one came to- So the teacher only cares.
They have drive your tractor to school day. So
That makes
pretty
so
sure-
much more sense.
I think Eaton had something like that.
That's one of those where it's like you know when you have like a job fair and you like watch videos of like what you aspire to be when you grow up and you all get together and watch Waterboy.
what?
And that's Southport.
Hey,
Um,
that's where I live.
That's where he went to school.
I didn't know that. I want you.
no,
Anyway.
were you looking at getting
For a piece, yes.
just don't find the cure for it.
Please do not.
Just don't find the cure for it, okay?
Uh,
Please. Future main reference, gotta watch the show. No, were you looking for Rainbow Six on PC? Like, were you looking at picking that up?
Possibly, I thought I might pick it up.
Because they've got the complete edition for $45 right now. So it's seasons 1 and 2. And season 3 starts in January.
They're really gonna keep doing this, huh?
Duh! Did you see what season 3 is?
Yeah, it's the season after 2.
No, they're adding a new game mode.
Finally!
Zombies.
You're kidding, right?
It's tactical containment. I'm dead serious. It's Rainbow Six Siege, but zombies. It's Call of Duty Zombies played like Rainbow Six Siege. So like the 2 hits you're fucking dead. Like yeah, co-op wave mode zombies. Thought you'd like that. Any thoughts?
I hope to someday make gifs of his reactions.
I like zombies. Don't get me wrong. That's why I end up buying Call of Duty. But I feel like there's some people that should just not touch it. I'll probably try it and give it a go, but I just don't. Why? Just make Patriots. Just make Patriots instead.
Thank you.
Just make Patriots instead.
100% agree. So like that's.
If I want to play zombies, I'll play something else. I'll play Sniper Elite.
Like that's one game. Okay, there's been a lot of stuff in the past. Don't get me wrong. Where I'm like, why did this get canceled? Why did this get canceled? Primarily 1313, but there's other stuff.
Why must you reopen my wounds?
No, number 2 on my all-time list of why the fuck did this get canceled is Patriots. That video that they showed off at E3 of the gameplay footage with dude, that would have easily been that could have been the best game of the decade even. Like it had a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
One more time for effect.
A lot. But like it really sucks. Because with Rainbow Six, I loved Rainbow Six. I love Rainbow Six. Rogue Spear. Yeah, Rogue Spear was second. Raven Shield was awesome. Vegas, I didn't really enjoy that much.
Co-op was good.
I'll give you that. But the campaign played like a Call of Duty tactical shooter. It wasn't like one thing I liked about the Rainbow Six games was okay, each mission is a different, each level is a different mission. It wasn't okay, we're gonna breach into this thing and oh this came up, so now you gotta go do this, and now you gotta go do this, and now you gotta go do this, and now this is your different objective, and it's all like one giant mission that you don't get to do any customization or anything like that. Whereas like with the other games, it was okay, your mission is here's this as a hostage situation, go in, kill the terrorists, get the hostages out. Here's the people you have at your disposal. Here's the weapons you have at your disposal. Here's the map. Come on and say, okay, I want this team to go in here. Wait till I give this signal. I want this team to come in here. Wait till that signal's also given. And these, so we all breach at the same time. So like it is very much a tactical game that is just as much about the planning as it is the execution. Whereas with Vegas and Vegas 2, it played like, okay, Call of Duty's really popular. What are we going to do to compete? Well, why don't we just make a single player campaign that goes from here to here, and we're just going to have one mission. We're just going to make one 8-hour mission. And I didn't really like it anywhere near as much. Co-op was fucking awesome. Terrorist Hunt.
There's nothing like shooting your friend in the back of the head.
Well, yeah.
Or actually throwing grenades when you're trying to crouch. All the time.
I will say
Better.
I love
Not better.
Terrorist Hunt, but Terrorist Hunt for me usually ended up being me, John, and Skylar playing Terrorist Hunt. Me dying 4 minutes in and watching John and Skylar finish out the rest of the match. But it was still
No, I love that. I love Terrorist Hunt. That was good.
it was still yeah.
To make it
So
Put
much
me
fun.
on any game. I play Spawn Point.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, so the Rainbow Six games, there's no respawn. You die. Like you die. If like, don't get me wrong.
If you die, you dead.
Well, like so, it was really funny because, or not really funny. I'm one of those people. I was such a huge fan for Ding Chavez, and Ding Chavez, Domingo Chavez, and the Rainbow Six games. Okay. So, did you play anything before Vegas?
Yes, I was younger though, and I didn't really care. I was like, "Oh, I can shoot people in the face." Click,
Okay.
click, click.
Okay, so in
yeah.
Vegas, he's the head.
That's my impersonation.
He's the head of Rainbow Six.
Okay.
So
imagine, like,
like
a
the
chicken.
I want to say he's a part Colombian.
Probably.
He's an American, but like anyway, long story short, he's like the head of Rainbow Six by Vegas. But in the earlier games, he's an operative, but he's like the operative with like maxed out leadership skills and maxed out firearm skills and all this other stuff. So he's everybody's favorite character to use, and mine too. But in the early games, you die, you're dead. So like if you're playing Ding and Ding dies, and you switch over to the next.
Ding dong.
I just noticed they're like ding dong.
But like Ding dies, you switch over to the next character that's in that squad, and then Ding's dead the rest of the game. You can never play as him again. So it had an odd permadeath thing. So because of that, I really like Ding. So I would never use him.
You're just like me with that stuff. Huh?
So it's like I want you to
Is it-
live, so I'm gonna put you over here, and I'm just going to use a rookie in your place. And if he dies, I don't care because I'll just get another rookie. Because that's the other thing is just to make sure that you can complete the game. Like everybody has their own specialty, so you have like a small arms expert, a demolitions expert, a breaching expert, and blah 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 blah. So like each one of those also has a rookie. So that way, if something happens and you lose every single player, you still got rookie. Rookie, and it's just
Like
got
recruit.
yeah. And it's great. But,
Recruit OP.
yeah, but how we get on to old school Rainbow Six games? Oh,
Patriots.
yeah, Patriots. Yeah. God, that would have been such an amazing fucking game.
What was that? Just reminded me the permadeath thing. What was that military third person shooter series? It was like you pick your squad. It's kind of like Rainbow. It kind of like played off Rainbow Six. It was for like PS2. It was
SOCOM?
no, not SOCOM. That was a tactical one. This one was tactical, but it wasn't as tactical. I didn't have the patience to play SOCOM as a kid. It's like right there. I could see the case of it. It's like
something Green Beret.
no, not that one.
No, it's the same series.
There's something about like a Desert Storm.
Yeah, it's Operation Desert Storm, but it's
Conflict Desert Storm. That's it. The conflict games.
Oh, like Conflict Desert Storm, Conflict and Night Ops, and
I believe so. Yeah, right. There's the ones you pick the teams.
yeah, but those are. I thought the Conflict games were like isolinear or isometric. Like Diablo.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah.
Now you're just confusing me. I had to find it all. Well, we can talk about it later, but anyway, yeah. So I would never use the good people, just like I don't know if you do in games. Like if I get a new gun, and I like it has like so much ammo or whatever, I'm like I'm never using it, so I don't use it.
Oh.
Like so I just hoard stuff and I never use it.
I've done that. I've done that with like grenades and stuff, or certain types of stimulants or potions and shit. Where it's like I'm gonna save this for an emergency, and then just never fucking use it because I only have 2 of them. But then by the end of the game, you have 12,000 because you didn't use them in your use.
Tactical PC games.
Not PC. PS2.
No. Tactical PC games. You ready for the top 3?
Yes.
Final Fantasy 15.
What?
Prey, and Death Stranding, which is a PS4 exclusive. I don't think it understands what I'm asking for.
Go home, Google, you're drunk. Go some games. There's some games.
Yeah, it. PC, PS4, they're the same thing, right? Alexa, what the
Operation
fuck is a
Flashpoint?
PlayStation?
That might have been it. Wait, no. No. Oh my god. No, it was third person. We can talk about this later. I'm gonna find it now because now it's bothering me on the inside. I can see the case. I just can't figure it out. It was on PS2.
I don't think Nick's asking the right questions.
Why are you asking all the questions?
That's the question. For those of you who couldn't hear, I just farted.
That's not the question. That's the
rebuttal.
Combat Elite World War II paratroopers.
No.
Neopets. That's it.
yes. Dude,
SOCOM.
I played the fuck out of Zeta Pets, and I bet all those little bastards are dead now.
I missed the Punisher game.
I have that.
Fucking
amazing. Oh, they're not good. Oh, man.
You do know because they're there, Nick doesn't have any chocolatey cake things.
No.
He used to keep like zebra cakes and shit around. But he hid them from me like an expert, right? They weren't in your drawer.
Oh no, that's not what I was gonna. No, I was gonna say I think I do have something over there, but they're apple flavored oatmeal cream pie.
Boots with the fur. Whole couple are in here.
Apple flavored oatmeal cream pie.
Ew. They're no bad.
Sure. It's
Okay.
America. Go bet we won't. Yes.
Conflict Desert Storm.
Yes, it is a conflict. You play any
What was
question?
it? Oh, Delta Force. That's what I was thinking of.
Delta Force.
I'm not even going to.
Any last minute things that we can think of?
I'm
How long has this been?
we are at 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been a pretty good podcast. Learned a lot about you.
see if you can pick up a PlayStation VR on sale. It's pretty cool. Resident Evil 7's really worth it. Peeking around doors and stuff, that's definitely helpful. If I actually move, you'd be like, oh, is he right on there? There's a lot of hiding
Corey said that
in the house.
when he was running in Skyrim, when he would go to stop, he would move his body as if he was stopping a car. And I know that when I play video games, I have a tendency to lean or look with my physical body. Is that kind of how you play VR games?
Yeah. Well, the more immersive ones, like Resident Evil 7. Because how it'll work is you'll be moving or whatever, but to aim the gun, because you hold your gun out here like this, but you actually like move your face, and it actually moves the gun. And so you can actually lean like this, and like your gun will lean with you, basically. But no, like so you can peek around doors, and but no, it's
Apparently when my brother got my mom to play Halo back in 2004, whenever the fuck that was. Was it 2002? It was right around my birthday.
2 sounds about right.
He got my mom to play it a couple months after it came out. And my mom was full on leaning her entire body when she was trying to move in a certain direction. I saw the very last bit of her trying to play and then walking out of his room almost convulsing because she got so stressed out for trying to play the game because they're playing on that like storming the beaches of Normandy level where it's all wooded area and you meet the hunters for the first time or some stupid shit like that. There's just waves of fucking jackals and shit. Good times.
That's what I was thinking was Spec Ops. Spec Ops 2 Green Berets. I used to play the fuck out of that game.
no, you didn't. You didn't know that.
I used to play that Green Army Man game on the N64.
I love Sarge's War.
Heroes.
Sarge's Heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sarge's Heroes is so good.
That's the
General
closest.
Plastro.
That is the closest to a military game I've ever played.
that is one game we never owned it, but goddamn it, did we go to Pizza King and play the fuck out of that game?
That is not Pizza King. That is Pizza King Junction, and you say the full name.
Actually, no, it was just Pizza King.
Fuck that place.
Okay.
That was not a Pizza King.
It didn't say Junction on the sign. It didn't say Junction on the menu.
It had a train.
That one didn't.
What's the point?
It was like it was like you would go in, you would sit down, and then like somebody would come to you and take your order and then leave, and it had a TV right here, and then you'd be like, I want to play a game, and every single table had a TV and an N64, and it was like
a phone.
yeah.
This place sounds awesome.
Well, so like you go to the front and it's like, okay, if you want to play Mario Party, go to this booth. If you want to play this game, go to this booth, and so on and so forth. And you'd be like, I want to play this game, and then you'd run over there and somebody already had that table with shit. So then you go all the way back up to the front and like, I want to play this game. And then you run over the table and be like, damn it, somebody's already sitting there. And then you go back over and then Dad's like, well, why don't we just play this game? And I'm like, because that's a stupid game. I want to play this game. And somebody's already sitting there and you're like, oh, I guess we'll go play that one.
So Nick and I have very different experiences as kids. In northern Indiana, I had never heard of whatever the fuck this place is, but it calls itself Pizza King. Pizza King is the most divine pizza experience you will ever have in your life. If you are not completely in love with Chicago-style pizzas. So, it's a thin pizza, edge-to-edge toppings. Instead of round pepperonis, they're little square pepperonis. It's amazing. They're breadsticks. They have this weird dill sauce on them.
Are we gonna like get food after this?
I mean, if you want.
So that
because we're talking about food.
the Pizza Kings that
That's why.
That's what's
Yeah, I just had to deal with a bunch of people. That's alright.
I haven't eaten today.
so
Motherfucker.
the Pizza Kings that I went to, the restaurants, they had these like stained glass lamp fixtures over the tables, and there's a phone at every table. You pick up the phone and you call the kitchen and you place your order that way. There is a waitress who will come around, but if you want to order your food right quick, or if you have a concern or something, you just pick up that phone, you hear it ring in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. We moved down here. to Indy. And we're like, holy fuck, there's Pizza Kings everywhere. But these are considered Pizza King Junctions. There's one near Franklin that we went to once.
There's one right down the street here too.
Yeah, there is. That one clearly says Junction on it. Pizza King Junctions, I find out from him, they have a train that runs throughout the entire restaurant that brings you your drinks.
Yes.
And at the tables, there's TVs and controllers with N64s and shit like that.
Yes.
We ate at one of these. My mom thought it was super cool because it had this train. It was so much cooler than the ones that we had at home. We get the pizza. The menu's not quite the same. There's like little nuances that are different. Like it's called a Royal Feast at a legitimate Pizza King. And I think they call it a
Royale.
Oh.
I don't know what they call it, but
It's
it's not,
irrelevant.
I don't think they use the word feast.
Okay.
So there's like Royal Feast and Meat Feast, and they use the word feast at the proper ones because it's Pizza
Meat.
King. So it's all like Royal Feast.
Sorry, I can't go through this.
But the Royal Feast has everything. It's got all the veggies and all the meats and everything. So we order what we would typically order, and I think the one we went to, they might have still had the square pepperonis, but something was different. I don't know.
It basically
But-
tastes like cardboard covered in grease with
I
some
was
cheese on
getting
top.
to that, fucker. But yeah, that's essentially what it tasted like. The toppings would fall off the crust. Like, you could peel the toppings off the crust with a legit Pizza King. But these ones it just falls off. And then there's just like
Didn't
this
use enough
video
that
game
was
console at our table that the controller was broken and it was a game that I couldn't even play. I think Skylar might have played it. I don't know. But it was just super campy to me. And you
Like
get
Call of
all
Duty?
this like ridiculously stupid entertainment with shit food. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese to me. But he's like, that was the coolest fucking experience of my life besides Sparky's.
I mean, Sparky's was the shit.
But it was a cyber cafe. So that's legit. You go to a cyber cafe because they have consoles, they have computers. You do not go to a pizza restaurant because they have that shit. There was a Pizza Hut that I went to that had a station you could go play at, but it wasn't at the table. This one, every table had that shit, and it was terrible. So I am like declaring war on Pizza King Junctions out of some deranged motivation that I have because it's impure.
Well, that's the only time I ever played Sarge's War or Sarge's Heroes. So
Well, we
It's
have
so
it in the
good.
closet now, so you can play it whenever you want.
I want to play that game again. Now I forgot about it. It was in the back of my head. I love that game.
It's yet another game that I was just shit at.
That was the one that, like, when I was a little kid, I would play that, and then I could have my army men, and I would play it then. But
Me and Skylar would just have like severe ADD, and we would just cycle through all of our games constantly. We go from playing Sarge's Heroes to Hydro Thunder or
Turok Rage
F-Zero
Wars.
X. No, Turok Rage Wars was on a different level. Turok Rage Wars and GoldenEye, they were kind of special. Those ones like F-Zero X and Sarge's Heroes, we would play just to kill time and everything. But Turok Rage Wars was our Halo. So we would play that religiously. And because it had AI, you'd be playing on just these random maps with AI things to kill. It was great. It was like 8 people on the map. And
sounds like that was me with Unreal Tournament on Dreamcast. So good.
Unreal. I never played on Dreamcast. I played on PC.
Look at that game cast.
I said I got Gamecast. There's a GameCube and a Dreamcast. What you talking about?
Look at that game cast. But no, so good. I beat that thing on like the highest difficulty. Like on like you did like the 1v1s with like the really hard elite bosses. And
Yeah.
I played that game so much.
if we put the AI at their max level, we were fucked every time. But if we played at the lowest, we'd just wipe the floor with them. In mid-range, we were getting a little too good for those, So we would play a couple in the mid range, and then we'd throw one with like the super hard AI, and we just get slaughtered. It was bad, but I'm pretty sure I brought the team down every time. I don't know why I enjoy playing games when I suck so bad at them. I have historical facts to like back this up. I have never been good.
I will say, none of that changes anything now, but N64 first-person shooters are hard as fuck to control.
Yes, they are. I don't know how
I
I
did get the
before.
hang of it though. So when we went to the lock-in,
Yeah.
we were playing GoldenEye. I was playing with this little like 9-year-old, and his dad, I guess it was trying to give him tips on how to use the controller because he was holding it like you hold
You can't
a
do
controller.
Yeah, no.
And he couldn't figure out how to do anything. It's like, oh, you have to hold it like this. And so he switched it around. It's like you fire with the Z button on the bottom and all this other stuff. And he was so confused. But I was like relearning how to do everything. I got pretty good. I was learning how to like strafe around corners and shit. So I was pretty proud of myself. I beat him. It was like 5-3. So I got that going for me. But
There's nothing like, dual wielding like a sniper rifle and a grenade launcher in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
For some reason, that James Bond is qualified to do that.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to. There was no like dual wielding when I was doing it, but for a while I started the story mission, and you pick up the sniper rifle and you're in this tower, and I couldn't figure out how to zoom in.
Oh yeah.
Then I finally did, and like
Is it the C?
I don't remember.
I think it's C up C.
No,
Not
it
the
wasn't
little-
that one. It was one of the buttons.
I was gonna say, I think it was one of the triggers.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was.
I think it was the right
I think it was R.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because then it brings the little red scope looking
And
thing.
you can't move while you're in the
Think so.
zoom version. So I'm zoomed in looking over this banister, and I'm getting shot in the ass because some Russians came up the staircase, and I have the sniper rifle point blank range, and I can't shoot them for shit.
I just love when you shoot people like, and they do like that weird like turn thing and they die. I just assume that's how everybody died in every game, and that didn't happen. I was disappointed.
And then they die realistically. You know, what
The
what's
face-
this
That's
shit?
what I loved with when like my first big first-person shooter I played the fuck out of Wolfenstein 3D and Spear of Destiny, which yeah, like I thought everybody yelled that whenever they died in video games. This is great, and then like
What they
I started playing like there's like oh and they're like oh like they had like there was like 5 or 6 phrases.
So every time they died, they yelled something.
They yelled something. And then like I'm playing the game and or like other games and stuff. And I'm like, these people aren't saying anything. They're just falling over dead. Like this is boring.
Well, when you're playing shit like Duke Nukem, they're exploding. You can't say anything. So.
Yeah. But see, like we would play Duke Nukem on PC just so we could hit enter, type in DN Cashman, hit enter, and then that way whenever you would like go to save the strippers, you could hit the space bar and they'd take their tops off. That was the main reason we all played Duke Nukem.
Skylar showed me that when I was like 7 or something, and it was just one of those tee because the graphics are so terrible. It's like 6 pixels per boob, so it was kind of acceptable. But then they like bounced, and then he was just throwing money at him and shit. I'm like, this is wrong, right? This isn't supposed to happen. Like, I'm sure if Mom found out, she would have just thrown the computer in the trash. Granted, him being older than me, she would have been pissed that he was showing it to me. She would have been less pissed that he was doing that. She probably found out at some point because the computer, we didn't have a computer room yet. It was in the living room because it was never on.
I will say that was one
that
thing that
era
was
of life.
nice about growing up in that era was, I mean, the ESRB was founded by the time that we were playing video games and stuff like that, but like parents didn't know anything about the ESRB. So
I didn't know anything about video games. So the game that my mom played was on a floppy disk called Rubik's. I fucking love that game. I can't remember how to play it at all, but that was the shit that she knew. By the time I started using a computer, I was playing Flash games on Cartoon Network's website before I even had cable.
like when we bought our
Stick RPG. That Flash game.
when we got our Super Nintendo, Tina used to love playing all the Disney games on Super Nintendo. and Joe and I sucked at them. So she would beat the games, get the codes, and then be like, "Oh, the code to get to this level is this." So that way we could go in and be like, "Oh, I want to play that level." So we type in the code, and then we play, and then die multiple times, and we just whatever, and then we're done with it. Except for like Mario and stuff like that, we could play normally. The only time I beat Super Mario Brothers was because I kept using warps and stuff like that. Like I don't think I ever beat Super Mario Brothers from beginning to end, playing every single level. But the only thing we could get my dad to play, besides Clue on the Super Nintendo, was the Scooby Doo mysteries. So like I'd we'd supposed to be in bed or whatever, and then we'd walk out into like the loft area, and Dad's sitting there playing Scooby Doo on the Super Nintendo. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
I wake up to my mom playing Rubik's, like that's the most. My dad never played anything on the computer.
Now
He did play. There was like a Kiss pinball game that we got.
my mom played the shit out of Wolfenstein 3D. My mom played a lot of Wolfenstein 3D.
Is that the one where she like pissed herself? Or is
She-
that the
no,
one where
she-
you shit yourself?
No, the one I shit myself was Doom 3. I was home alone. No, she was playing Wolfenstein 3D and woke us all up from screaming because she finally beat Mecha Hitler. But
His parents sound so much cooler than mine because they like play video games and shit.
but it was like my mom played that, and then what was the other game my mom played? I mean, she would play the putt-putt games with us. But the little purple car.
He had so many more games than we did. We got like cereal box games and whatever
Oh,
Skylar
Tina
got.
loved the shit out of the Jedi Knight games. Like the Kakatar, Mara Jade, Jedi Knight.
Skylar only had a cat.
He had Dark Forces.
Oh.
Which was the first one.
Well,
That's a game series that
Academy
makes
had
no
a
sense.
multiplayer that
True, well, yeah,
he showed me how to play.
but like that game series makes no sense on the numbering. Because like a game.
Well, the names just get longer and longer, like
Yeah, like
official titles of royalty.
it's
You just
it's
gain
like
more titles.
you have Destiny, and then you have Destiny 2. You have Silent Hill, then you have Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, The Room. Ooh. You have
Halo Combat Evolved. Halo 2.
Yeah. You have Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast 2 Jedi Academy. like they never released like the next. It was just Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. Okay, what do we name the next one? Let's add a 2 onto the end of Jedi Knight, and then just put another like end title. Okay, well, what do we do after that? Let's just add another 2 to the end of that and put on another end title. So, like, the final game in the series was Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast 2, Jedi Academy.
So, all this aside, props to you. I don't know how you said that without messing that up. The first one that you said that really fast, I was just more impressed with that than what we're talking about right now. So, just letting you know.
But, and I forgot, there was also Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight 2, Mysteries of the Sith. Or no, it was Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith, which was the Mara Jade expansion that came with Jedi Knight. And that was an expansion pack that came with the game. Like, you bought the game, you got the expansion pack for free. I was like,
Hey, that's when
Okay.
that shit happened. Back in the 90s.
okay, but that was only on PC games.
Yeah.
There was no updates on console. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
That's actually the entire reason the pistol was amazing in Halo.
Because there were no
Yeah.
updates.
Yeah, because somebody thought it would be hilarious as a joke to increase the damage on the pistol by, I think it was 20 times. And then, so they changed the value of damage it does and thought somebody would catch it, and nobody ever caught it. And then the game went and printed, and then got released, and they were like,
Someone got fired.
shit. Oh well. And that was back at a point in time where you couldn't just update the files and just like, oh, here's an update, install this update on your system, and now it fires like normal.
Oh, yeah.
It was just
'cause
like, oh, yeah.
not every house had dial-up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, somehow I pulled another 15 minutes out of it.
Yeah. I know, another 25 minutes talking about video game nostalgia.
Maybe we should just have that.
Just a nostalgia cast.
Yeah.
It's the only
I almost
thing
went
I
off on a
can-
Scooby Doo tangent because this is pretty good Scooby Doo games I've played.
The Scooby-Doo for the Super Nintendo is one of the better games I've
I
played.
have not played that one.
It's really good.
Yep, that's what.
Because it's like you play Shaggy and Scooby follows you and you go around, you have to look for clues, and it's like, oh well, or no, you're Scooby. You're Scooby, that's it. You're Scooby, and you have to like walk around, and it's like, oh, I think there's a clue over here, and then you have to walk around and like sniff for the clue, and if you don't find it, then there's like some kind of secret thing that you have to do to find the clue, and then get all these clues together, and then once you get enough clues, then you have to find out who the bad guy is, and then explain why with all the clues and everything like that. But the way it's done, it's really, I don't know, it's really well done. Did you ever play Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
Yes.
You remember the entire level in Murderland? The entire level takes place in a carnival,
I think so.
where it's like a serial killer's doing the thing.
The first Marvel.
First
Alliance?
Ultimate Alliance. It was the level
think so.
after Atlantis.
Maybe I didn't get that far. I don't think I beat that game.
Okay.
So in my head, I just imagine a modern Rockstar version of Scooby Doo and like how much pot you have to collect for Scooby to work.
That sounds like a mod. No, I'm kidding.
There's a Grand Theft Auto 5 mod. Turns everything into Scooby Doo.
But no, that was another cool thing though. Was like you would find like Scooby snacks and stuff like that, and that would add into your health for animals. What?
No, it's Scooby Snacks.
Oh, no, Scooby snacks are dog treats.
So much pot that has to be in what they do.
I mean, Hanna-Barbera might have been on some stuff, but
No, I think that's just them.
but anyway. So yeah, I guess it's a good time to end the podcast since it's 1:07.
I'm so tired.
So anyway, I will talk at you guys later. I'm Nick,
I'm Chan.
Adrian.
and I guess that's the end of the podcast. Bye.